wonderful afternoon for you.
I think so. It was a poor start, but then I think everyone's react with a good attitude, and yeah, we did it.
And you look back at the season now, no golden boot, you went very close. Much more satisfying, I imagine, to have an FA Cup winners medal.
Yeah, of course, I take it, and I'm so happy for the team and for the boys.
Well, speaking of the team and of the boys, what happens with you now? What are your plans? Your plans here? You stay with Arsenal?
I'm really not thinking about this. I just want to enjoy with the guys and take the trophy now.
When will you start that?
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mikel. It's been a topsy-turvy season for everybody, but it's finished on a high for you tonight.
It's an incredible way to finish the season. It's been a really strange year. My first experience as a manager to come in the middle of December. All the issues we've been through with the virus, with the issues we had at the club, but I was brought here with the intention to bring the club back where it belongs, which is winning trophies. So thank you so much for the club for trusting in me, for those players to follow us the way they do, the spirit that they created, and obviously for the fans. They are the ones that we try to bring them joy. Thank you so much. We cannot enjoy here with them, but I think they will be proud of the team.
And you were skipper here when Arsenal won it in 2014. How does it compare, being the manager?
Does it mean a lot more? I think this is even better because I know the context, I know the situation we had when I joined, so to send the situation the other way around and see them, just those faces, make people happy, the staff, the effort they made, so this pays for all the moments that we suffer, so I am so happy.
Everyone played well, but Pierre-Emerick, we have to mention Aubameyang because he delivers again, 2 in the semi, 2 in the final. He's a remarkable goal scorer.
Incredible. He's done an incredible season again. We're demanding a lot of work because at the moment we need that in the team more than anything else, and we expect the top players to turn up on these big games, and he's done it twice and he helped us massively to win the title.
And is he a player that you want to build this team around because everyone's discussing his future?
Absolutely,
and he's happy to discuss it himself?
I am very positive. I had a conversation with him. I think he wants to stay, so let's try to get it done and we can have over for a few more years.
And the added bonus, of course, you've got European football as well next season.
It's incredible. If somebody would tell me when I joined that we could go through this and just see the spirit in that dressing room with the staff and what we are creating is the most proud that I am of.
And we saw the spirit.
Put your boots on, you get out on the pitch, and one of the things that is inspiring when you're out there are the fans, seeing the emotion that runs through people that are sitting and paying to watch you play. It's a beautiful part. The connectivity of the player to the fan is something that was probably undervalued before this period that we've come into, and I'm sure now people will never ever take that for granted.
Yeah, we can't take it for granted, like Rio said. When you go out there and you play these big games, where there was a moment before the game kicked off when as a player, that's a beautiful moment when you feel the crowd lift and the excitement, the energy, and it wasn't there. But these players done so well. The Arsenal players applied themselves, they're professional, they got the job done. Like the guy said, difficult 15 minutes after that, they controlled the game. And, you know, Arteta, we've got to give him so much credit, and he spoke so well there. You know, the little tip of his hat to Pep as well. You know, all these little things going on in his mind. It's a big day for him, you know, and just fantastic. And, you know, fair play to Arsenal Football Club.
Absolutely. The football, though, for Wembley isn't over this season because there is more football. So number 14 delivers trophy number 14 in the FA Cup for Arsenal. Congratulations to them. We will talk about Chelsea. We should do that now because they started the game really well. It feels like a long time ago, doesn't it, that they took the lead in this match?
Yeah, it did, and they started ever so well in this game. The way that Frank set them up, they were pressing high. Arsenal couldn't get out, forcing mistakes. Here, this is a great goal from Chelsea's perspective. Pulisic receives the ball behind the 2 midfielders for Arsenal. Great touch here from Giroud, that awareness, and Pulisic with a delicate finish, fantastic.
What's Frank learned today, Joe, that is a good thing going forwards?
Well, whenever you lose a game, Jake, whenever something bad happens, you have to learn from it. You know, you have to take things from it. I think recruitment side of things, I think they're going to have to look at the goalkeeper and the centre halves. I'm not Willy Caballero didn't do nothing wrong today, but you know, if you're going to really challenge for the title, you're going to need a number one of long-term number one. I think the centre halves didn't deal with Aubameyang and Pepe in particular. And I thought, you know, we've seen the emergence of this man, Pulisic, and when he went off, Chelsea, you know, he needs
they missed him
more from
the
Callum.
half.
We missed it. Callum needed to step up. I mean, Pedro coming and looked quite sharp, but he's going. So, you know, with Ziyech and Werner are coming, so that end of the pitch is sorted. But at the back end of the pitch, there's going to have to be some recruitment and shuffling about because it just wasn't good enough.
If you want to win things, we all know you have to start at the back. Your goalkeeper, your two centre-halves have to be strong, solid, people you can rely on, reliable people, reliable characters that you can count on in times of when you need them, when things aren't going so well. They've conceded 75 goals in 54 games this season. If that's not alarm bells ringing in terms of defensive
Where are you pinning the blame
stability,
for that? Which area of the pitch? Centre-half?
I think the centre-halves, I don't think Frank knows what his best pairing is or his best three. And the goalkeeper, obviously, he's got his huge reservations about the £70 million Kepa. So that's an area there where he needs to get sorted out. As Joe said, he's bought, he's invested, he's recruited up front. I think at the back, if you want to win things, that has to be sorted.
Reid, do you think, when obviously the goalkeeper didn't play today, Kepa, but when you've played with a goalkeeper that doesn't come for crosses, you know, that's not commanding, that's made a few mistakes, I mean, and then the centre-halves start getting doubt, and it's like you have your two centre-halves or three centre-halves on your goalkeeper. It's such an important part of the pitch, and if one of them areas is not working, the confidence drains from the other sides of it, because it's all about covering each other and being reliable, and they just... Chelsea just haven't quite found that blend yet.
And once Arsenal found a way, Robin, they kept exploiting it. We saw it for the first goal, for example, didn't we?
Yeah, which shows signs that they can become a great team, because like we talked about before, the first 20 minutes were passive, were not great, but they came out of it. They found a new plan by playing more direct, and today it worked. And Chelsea luck was not on their side, to be fair, because they missed Pulisic in the second half. The red card, in my opinion, is not a red card.
Well, we'll take a look at all of that and speak to Peter.
I'm going too
Watford
fast.
as well.
Yeah?
No, you did fine. You're covering the whole game in 20 seconds. One of the issues was all three of you were up here because we've got this lovely open balcony, and you were shouting down at what you were watching, and it was the same ball catching Chelsea out time after time. If you three can see it, and Rio is rather vocal, why didn't the Chelsea players see it?
That comes from leaders. John Terry would have seen that when he was playing it, and it had been addressed. He'd have been telling someone to get over there, or the players that were playing at that time who would have had the experience and that character to be able to go, right, there's an issue there, get it sorted. I don't see who on that pitch is shouting at Kurt Zouma. There's two, three, four times the ball's been played in behind Reece James. Someone get yourself across there and deal with it. Don't let it happen no more.
We talked about that during the game, Rio.
Yeah, everyone's passive. There's no communication.
It's like when you play against two centre-backs who constantly communicate, constantly moving forward together, constantly helping each other. As an opponent striker, it does go into your head a little bit, you know, because you're playing against a wall. If the two centre-backs are playing like that.
You feel like you're playing two players, not one all the time.
Yeah. And I think that, sorry, Joe, I just think that, as I said before in half-time, this wasn't a real intricate piece of the puzzle to work out. It's a straight ball. It's one ball. It's not like there's rotations in front of you and people are coming off of you and they're outnumbering you in midfield now. You can't come out as a centre-back. This is one ball over the shoulder, turn, run. You either drop off and you clean it up, or you stay with your man and you say, I'll race you, but you're racing against Aubameyang. They didn't work that out, and for senior players, people with vast experience, Rudiger, in the end, Christensen, Zouma, you've got to sniff that, you've got to know that's coming, you've got to smell it after one or two times it's gone in there. Third and fourth time, it's not going in there because I'm going to stand in there and wait for you, and when you get your head up, you'll see me in that area.
Yeah, it's non-negotiables, and it's defensive instinct. And what was telling for me was, after we had half time, and Frank would have seen it, and his coaching staff would have seen it, and they would have said, listen, you have to stop Aubameyang when the ball gets turned in behind. And then Kurt, there was a ball about 5 minutes into the second half where Kurt Zouma, and there was a bit of indecision and no one dealt with it. And I'm thinking, then your alarm bells start ringing, because then that would have been addressed at half time. I'm 100% sure that would have done it. And
we had a couple of players as well in Holland. Daley Blind, for example. Everyone says he's slow, but he's always on time. Frank de Boer, back in the day.
Love it.
He's slow.
Slow, but he's
always on time.
Yeah.
So I think it's about scanning. You have to scan what is happening. The best players, if you look at Lampard, for example, Gerrard, Zidane, all these type of players, they're constantly scanning what is happening around them. Awareness.
But you know what?
Like
and
that.
people will look at him, fans will go, oh, the manager got it wrong or whatever. I don't believe that's the manager's fault, something like that. That's not tactical, really. That's like a player just understanding your role in the team, you're understanding your job. And they never, ever got to grips with it all game. Aubameyang must have been thinking, wow, these guys aren't even knowing I'm coming. They're not even seeing it. They're not even looking on their shoulder to see I'm here. I've been in it 3 times now, and no one's still there.
I suppose the simple thing is they've spent money going forwards in attacking areas. If they don't solve the problems at the back, can this Chelsea team move forwards under Frank Lampard?
Oh, 100% for sure, because the improvement's been there. If you'd have said at the start of the season, this Chelsea team with a squad they had, all the young players they had, was going to finish fourth, get to an FA Cup final, and it all went wrong for Chelsea today, like the decisions and all that. And, you know, they didn't nearly get it done, but they was here and they were fighting right to the end. If you'd have said that, people wouldn't have believed you, because you got Leicester, you got Wolves, you got Tottenham, Man United, all these teams. So the future's bright. The future is still bright, but there still needs to be recruitment. There still needs to be investment in the back end of the pitch. And Frank's the man to do that, 100%, no doubt, because what he's done here has been fantastic.
Look, there's a lot of anger from Chelsea fans. Who are you waving at?
No, David Luiz was just waving to, I don't know if it was me or I just waved anyway, but...
Nice. I think it was Leo, the floor manager. They go back a long way. Look, let's have a look at the goal. I want to have a look at the 2-1 goal. Then we're going to hear from Frank and we're going to get his thoughts and we're going to discuss the refereeing performance as well, because there were question marks over the 2-1, whether there was a foul from Bellerin in the build-up to this.
I think listen, this is a great goal. I mean, first, I'm going to just go through what Aubameyang does here. He gets it, he stands Kurt Zouma up, his feet are all wrong, Kurt Zouma. Doesn't have to do much, because I think it's poor defending. But then the finish is just mouth-watering, it's exquisite.
Real, is Zouma not thinking, like, if I give him space, he's on his right leg, you know, so he has a clear shot on his preferred foot. So
yeah, look how wide his feet are. Look how wide Zuma's feet are. He can't react. If your feet are that wide...
He needs to be more on his toes.
Yeah, he's got to be on his toes. He's flat-footed. And Kurt Zouma is quick. That's one of his attributes, that he is quick, but he doesn't move his feet. He doesn't give him this... Watch here how his feet just planted wide. They're too wide. You can't react them.
He is standing quite low, so he should be able to move, right?
Oh, you got to get your feet...
His feet is too big there.
They're too wide, man. And then that was perfect. He thought, I can't believe my luck here, Aubameyang. And then this is just nasty.
But this
nasty. Think. Have that.
Sublime.
With his left foot there.
Oh.
Happy with the goal?
From an Arsenal perspective?
From a Bellerin foul perspective?
It wasn't a foul for me. The ref could have given it, but I've got to be fair. I don't think it was a foul. I think Christensen, they've 50-50. It's broken.
See that?
It's pains me to say it, but quality. I don't think so.
Okay, right. Let's hear from Frank. He's talking to Des.
Frank, you got off to a great start, but a number of factors seem to conspire against you this evening.
Yeah, a little bit. I think the main factor being that we didn't play well enough to win a final, in reality. And that sums up where we're at. People are getting excited. We've got top 4. Yeah, we're happy because we know that was a big challenge for us, and we've got places to go. And if you turn up for a final, we weren't ourselves. We weren't our best. Inconsistency's been a problem. Many things went against us. 2 hamstrings. It's never a sending off. Everyone knows that. So that was a shame. But I can hang a little bit on those, but I think we just got to be brutally honest. We want our best. They win the game.
So what happened with the performance? I mean, you came flying out of the blocks.
It's only our own responsibility on the pitch, because we controlled 10 minutes, scored a goal, a couple of other little half chances, moved the ball, counter press was good, and then we decided that we wanted to make it like a slow afternoon stroll, play 5-a-side, 5 yards to you, 5 yards back to me. Let's stop switching the play, let's stop playing through the lines, and we just invited it. We invited it in a 1 minute spell, and the whole game changed on that.
And are we seeing now the impact of all these fixtures compressed into a tight schedule, hence the hamstring injuries?
Yeah, maybe. That's been pretty pressure on all teams, but from our own situation, yeah, because Christian does his, Aspie does his, Willian can't play the game for his injury, and he's played a lot of minutes, and N'Golo Kante's not fit enough, otherwise I would have brought him on. Ruben Loftus-Cheek injured with Achilles problems. You know, there's a lot of stress on the players, and